I have met too many entrepreneurs that are not getting paid. So many people have these excellent ideas about what they want to be doing and the people they want to be working with, as well as the impact they want to be having on the world, but they have nobody to work with. And it is so frustrating for me to see all this talent and all these ideas just go to waste. And what we're going to be talking about today is how you're going to get your first client. This is exactly the system that I created and I used for getting my first testimonials, my first clients, my first dollars online. And more important than anything else is actual confidence in myself, in what I am worth. And this is what has led me to continuously increase my price and get better and better results for the clients that I work with. So let's begin. First thing we want to do is understand what it is exactly that you are offering and thinking about where these people hang out and how these people want to be talked to. Because the initial thing that we must do is get in front of the people that need your assistance. So the way that I thought about this was considering who is interested in the things that I'm interested in, which are, for me, it was public speaking, it was communication skills, it was relationships, it was all these different forms of communication. And I thought, okay, so who would be interested in things like this? And my next thought was definitely the people that would be following my mentors. So I thought of everyone that I could, whose books I've taken, whose courses I've taken, whose master classes I've taken, whose seminars I've attended, whose trainings I've gone through, all these different things. And I literally look back on all the things I spent money and time on and thought, okay, so those are the people that I follow, and they're these authors, these coaches, these entrepreneurs and things like that. And I went directly onto their pages and I looked at everybody that was commenting on their last posts. So every day I would look at their posts and say, okay, who's commenting there? And if there wasn't enough, I would look at all my mentors. And if there still wasn't enough, then I would look at who liked their posts. And then I would go and I would message every single one of these people. So before you can actually do that, or as you're thinking about doing this, what you actually must be doing is creating a script. And a script is just something that you can create and then you can copy and paste and you can just send it in every message over and over and over and over again. I did this literally thousands and thousands of times. It sounds like a lot, but realistically, it only took me a few minutes a day. And I'll explain why here in just a moment. So your script is going to want to look something like this. Hey, my name is X. I saw that you were following on this person's page. In fact, I'd actually flip that around and say, hey, I saw that you commented on this person's page and that you must be loving communications, or you must be really interested in X, whatever your niche is. And say, what is it that made you curious about this? So you can either leave it there or you can tack on more. So the next bulk would say, my name is Santana, your name obviously. I'm actually a coach that does bop, 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 or that helps bop, 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 whatever your I help statement is. And then you can start asking questions even in that one DM. So I'll tell you actually what my entire DM looked like. It said, hey, I saw you commenting on Vin Zhang's page. And I think it's really cool that you're interested in public speaking. My name is Santana. I'm actually a public speaking coach, and I've gone through Vin Zhang's course and a number of other courses, all my other mentors. And then what I said is I'm actually giving away my coaching for free because I'm just beginning. Or for me, I was transitioning from doing group stuff and I wanted to do one-on-one, and I wanted to test to see if I could create real results for the people one-on-one. So now I'm interested in doing one-on-one sessions for free. If you're interested, or are you interested in this? And you can leave it there. I actually put a big list of different topics that people were really commonly requesting when I used to do group coaching. So that was things like storytelling, conflict, negotiation, body language, dating, all these different things. And I'd put those examples. And I would say, do any of these sound interesting to you? If not, or if there's something specific that you would love to learn about, tell me and I can create a class just for that. And this is actually helpful because if you start seeing a pattern there, you can start to learn more about what the market wants, This actually acts as a form of market research, so it can feed, or rather inform, how either your course or your curriculum is built. You'll see what people are actually interested in. So you send that DM and you just copy and you paste it, and every time you paste, you obviously, if you can, change the name. You don't necessarily have to include the name. And this is the big one that I did at a huge volume. If you want to do it smaller, you would just shorten that message to just the introduction and say, I saw you commenting on this. What made you interested in this? And that's where you can change the name each time. If you want, from there, you can lead into a conversation, and then you start going back and forth in the DM. And you want to be having a booking link for certain. So as soon as they say, yeah, I'd love to do that, then you say, great. You can either send them the booking link, but if you want to really increase the likelihood that they're going to book in with you, you offer 2 times and say, hey, I've got Thursday at 3 p.m., or Monday at 7 a.m. Which one works best for you? And you can obviously A/B test and see what works best for you. If you're doing it at a huge volume, just sending them the booking link is good. If you start working with international clients, it does get a little bit tricky. So you have found your leads, you have started generating them by getting into contact with your script. And what I wanted to tell you was, actually, I continued doing this. And like I said, it doesn't take very long, because Instagram only allows you to send 100 messages to new people every day. So you can do this on any platform, I'm assuming. This is just what I did on Instagram. But after that, Instagram blocks you. It shuts you down for 24 hours. It may be different now, but this is what it was. And this was just last year. It wasn't long ago. So once I hit that limit and it blocked me and said, you're shut off for 24 hours, I created a second account, and I just used that to send DMs. So just go back and forth between these 2 accounts every day until it blocked. Again, that's 200 messages. That only takes a few minutes, because all you're doing is tap, paste, send, tap, paste, send, tap, paste, send, next post, tap, paste, send, tap, paste, send, over and over again. And it works extraordinarily well, and it compounds over time, because not everybody checks their messages right away. Not everybody looks at their request folder. Not everybody answers. In fact, you'll find that the vast majority of people don't answer. Don't get discouraged by this. This is typical. So once you have done this, you want to get them onto that call and see what it is exactly. Actually, I would just say, before they even get on that call, see if you can get really precise in their language around what is the problem that they are trying to navigate. And this is important, because you're going to build your next session around that, because you need to deliver. You need to deliver real value and real change, and provide an actual solution that yields a result for that client. Because if you can do that, they are going to be such an enthused testimonial creator. These people will have so much more energy in the testimonial, and you'll have so much more leverage into the next thing, or the next phase. When you get great testimonials like this, you should always be thinking, the way that I think is, I always wanted to get the most incredible, life-altering testimonial, like blow your socks off, blow them out of the water testimonial every time. And I think about that still with my clients, because I need them to get real results, because A, that makes me happy, B, it gets them to their goal, and C, it helps me take that information and lend it into the next client. So you want to get precise on the problem, make sure you've got something that creates a real solution in that session, create that solution, and make sure you can do that in an hour, or however long your session is, so that you can take that testimonial. After that, you're going to ask them for a testimonial. Usually what I actually ask is, did this work for you? Great. Could you provide a testimonial? I would recommend using Layla Hormozi's, if you're not on her email list, she actually has a testimonial guide. If you want it, just DM me on my Instagram at Titanium Lace, and I'll send it to you. But it's a great way to get a fantastic testimonial. But after you've asked for the testimonial, I say, one other thing, is this something that you're interested in continuing? So now you're opening up the door to getting more coaching from this. So from this point, you've taken them from a stranger into the DM, onto a call, you've gone through a session. If you've done a great job, they love you. Now you're getting a great testimonial. And if you've done a great job, they're gonna want more. And if you were like me at the very beginning, I was not ready to charge money. I was not ready to ask for money for this. But I kept going, I kept leveraging this over and over and over again. to build really my confidence. So what I did is I went and did it for free just to test the market and said, does anybody actually even want this? Is anybody even interested? There was a massive outpouring of requests for this. So I said, okay, yeah, this definitely works. Then there was testimonials. I would ask for that testimonial and say, okay, this is working. And then what I would say is, if this produces a result, what I would ask is that you pay me for whatever you believe that is worth. So then I got to see what it was that this market was willing to pay me. Granted, you got to remember that these are people that are responding to cold DM, so it's not an actual or an accurate representation of the entire market. But you want to make sure that you create that result and then tie that to a dollar value. And then you can start saying, okay, people say that this is worth $100. People say it's worth $20, $50, whatever, $500, whatever the amount is. And then you just keep increasing from that point and saying, I know that I've created a result for somebody and to them it was worth $100. So next time I feel comfortable asking for 125 per session. And I've just been increasing that over and over and over again. And it's how ultimately I got to where I'm at now. Once you have established your dollar value and you feel comfortable asking, you feel comfortable navigating sales and things like that, the next thing that makes the biggest difference, or the next way that I got my first client rather, is by doing market research. Again, I was so uncomfortable with sales and asking for people to get into a session or get into a sales conversation that I felt much more comfortable moving in this way. Now I feel no problem with sales, but I had to go through all this to build a sense of confidence in myself. So what I did is I went into the communities that I was already a part of. If you're an entrepreneur, you're likely learning from somebody, you're likely on, in coaching cohorts or online communities, Facebook pages, groups, and things like this. You can also send your DMs in those. But what I did was I asked, hey, is anybody interested in this niche, public speaking? And then I said, I am actually doing market research. I'm trying to refine my product, because at that point, I really didn't know how to build a product for somebody that was starting public speaking. And I started doing this like 15 years ago. So I'm a little far removed from the very beginning piece. So I really did need to learn exactly what is the language that these people use? What is it that they want? What are the solutions that they want? What are the problems that they're experiencing right now? Because what I'm learning now as a public speaker 15 years in is very different from what somebody was learning or what I was seeking to learn at the very beginning. So you'll do the market research. Again, if you want market research questions, you can just Google this. You can ask ChatGPT. If you want more of this, again, just DM me on Titanium Lace. I'll gladly send them to you. And if you can structure the market research questions well, it really looks similar to a sales call, because you're trying to figure out where they're at, what they've tried, what they're interested in, what would a real solution be looking like if they could build a dream program, if they could wave a magic wand and get the result. What would they want? And this tells you exactly what it is that these people are looking for. And again, you're always looking for patterns in these things, and this informs how to develop your product. And at the tail end of this, you can ask the same thing. Okay, sounds like this is great. Can I tell you a little bit about what I do? And then you tell them what you do, and then you say, would you actually be interested in providing or in exchanging a session for this market research? It's been so great. The only thing that I would ask is for a testimonial at the end, and only if that session gives you a real result would I want the testimonial. This helps to build the sense of value and their trust in you, that you are basically guaranteeing that your stuff works. So by asking this and framing it this way, they feel much more comfortable with you. And then if you get into the next call and you say, great, that went well. And at the tail end, you say a few things. Great, can I get that testimonial? Again, I would say use Layla Hormozi's testimonial framework. Second, do you know anybody else? This is a crucial part. I just started doing it. I wish I'd been doing this earlier. Is do you know anybody else who would be interested in something like this? Now you're already getting referrals from somebody. Whether they're paying or not is irrelevant. Just getting reps in front of people, whether they close or not, is important for you. And the third is this something you're interested in doing? And then what I like to do is to separate that and say, okay, great, because this was just a coaching call and just pure value delivery. I want to separate and say, let's have another call just to talk about this program, your specific situation, and if I am a good fit, if we're a good fit to work together, if I can actually provide a real solution for you. So now this person, if you've done a good job, you've just been building trust the entire time. And again, you're separating this value session, this coaching session, which again, you've got to rock these every time. I mean, you know this as a coach, you always got to rock it. You take that and then you say, okay, you want to get into the next session, which is just a sales call, and you want to frame it so that they know exactly what it is. If you want to learn how to sell, I'll be making another video just on that. But this is exactly how I got to the point where I charge what I do now. And I had no idea. It's been a year and I went from 0 to 6K. And the better my results get and the more clients I get, the higher that number will go. And then once I've got to the point where I have enough data from these clients and the curriculums that I've done with them, I can develop a repeatable system. Then I'll be creating a course that will be a lower ticket and I can help more people doing this way. This is simply the framework that I've been using and it has worked dramatically. I'm telling you this because it wasn't necessarily a skill issue. I have been doing public speaking my entire adult life, my entire career. I know that I'm good at it. And I used to teach a group of like 70 men in public speaking. So I know how to do that. I know how to teach and I know that there's value in it. What had to happen was I needed reps to develop my inner confidence, as I said before. And with this step-by-step process, it becomes so clear and so easy and so comfortable for somebody who is scared to ask for money for their service and their time, that it just releases this massive pressure valve that I had over myself. And if I can help somebody else do that, I would love to do that. So again, DM me at Titanium Lates if you have any questions, and I will talk to you soon.